I did some accounting work, forensic accounting, and I found out that there was $58 million in overpayment the past 3 years. So I told my boss, he told me to sit on it and not say anything. So I did that for a little while. Then I determined that he wasn't going to say anything, and this was going to be a secret, and I couldn't live with that. So my morals kicked in again. Boy Scouts, the Army, all those morals that were taught to me, the moral foundation that I walked upon, led me to become a whistleblower. And I reported the $58 million in overpayment. I was immediately fired. As soon as I sent the email, the news was out. I was fired, and I went home and just basked in depression. I thought I was going crazy. Here I did this. I have all this evidence, all this math in regards to these insurance programs, and no one's doing anything about it. Well, they were doing something about it. I just didn't know it. So a year and 1 day later, they fired my boss, the assistant treasurer of the Port Authority, and the treasurer of the Port Authority. All got the boot based upon my allegations. So this became big news in New York. I was satisfied that finally the truth came to light. I got over my depression, but I was left with nothing. I was a year of unemployment and had nowhere to go. So I decided to come to Texas. In Texas, I began to rebuild, and I worked for Globe Life in McKinney, and it was fun. I got to the point where I was earning a good salary again. But suddenly I went to work and the computer screen was fuzzy. I couldn't adjust my eyes to the computer screen, which was alarming. So I went to the hospital to find out what was going on. They put me in ICU for 3 days. Your eyes are being messed up because of the diabetes. So I didn't know what to do. I quit my job. I couldn't do it anymore because I couldn't see the screen. My employers wished me the best of luck. I was on unemployment, sitting in a McMansion in Frisco, Texas, which I was able to pay for when I was working. Suddenly I'm on unemployment. So I got behind on the rent, and I was considering suicide, but instead I picked up the phone and called for an ambulance to take me to the hospital, and went to the hospital for help because I had nothing. Had nothing but the shirt on my back. My diplomas were gone. I don't even have my diplomas anymore. So it was a very, very hard time. Didn't know what to do because I had always made money. So when suddenly you take the money away, how do you live? Well, you become homeless, and that's what I did. I was living on the street, found a shelter, Boston Street Shelter. They put me up for about 8 months before I was awarded housing by the Housing Crisis Center. There's a camaraderie in the building. We look out for each other. And I enjoy that tremendously. I've got friends I can leave my keys with if I go away. It's a nice unit. There's several disabled people. I'm partially disabled because of my eyes. I got about 30% of my vision left, and that's going to go as we move forward. But the work of the Housing Crisis Center is saved my life, basically.